Hi everyone, we're back for another story. Miss Graham and me, Max. This story is another one of your favourites, isn't it? Is it another one of Willow's favourites too?
I think. Yeah.
Like this one. And it is called The Bean Machine. It's written by Adam Bestwick and published by Fourth Wall Publishing.
So I hope you enjoy it.
We hope you enjoy it. The Bean Machine. Beans, beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. But here's a tale of a boy named Jack, who munched on beans with every snack, in tomato sauce so thick and sweet. These orange things were his favourite treat. So here it is in all its glory, an alternative Jack and the Beans story.
The story?
This is Jack, and he eats beans for breakfast, lunch and dinner. If munching beans became a sport, he'd definitely be the winner. By day, by night, and candlelight, he'd devour them with a guzzle. Jack even had his favourite beans on a jigsaw puzzle.
Beans?
Beans.
Beans and beans.
Beans and beans. He ate beans on toast, he loved the most, and beans on peeled bananas. Beans while watching television, sat in his pyjamas. And when Jack reached the bottom of his little baked bean tin, he'd simply ask for more beans, please, and wipe the sauce off his chin.
Well, he has got some good.
Jack's mum and dad took it in turns and came up with a plan to heat beans in the microwave and warm them in a pan. That's what it said. Jack liked them hot for breakfast and cold by afternoon. He'd eat them from the fridge at night with his favourite spoon.
Would you
like beans?
I like beans on toast and beans.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But soon there was a problem, an issue with Jack's snack. A tower of tins had filled the bins and soon began to stack. The trash was overflowing and the bags were piling high. The kitchen was an utter mess and Mum began to cry. Meanwhile, Jack ate beans with noodles, apple strudels, beans in bowls of stew, beans on ham and stirred in jam, and even on the loo.
On the loo?
And when Jack reached the bottom of his little baked bean tin, he'd simply say, "I'd like some more," and wipe sauce off his chin.
More, please.
Yeah, so the little girl with the more ketchup, please, had manners. Does Jack have manners? We haven't really seen any so far, have we?
No.
To get rid of the rubbish, Dad hired a massive van and drove to the recycling centre to get rid of our cans. But back at home, Jack's love for beans just didn't look like stopping. And as he made more piles of tins, Mum just kept on shopping.
Beans?
Jack ate beans on cake and in milkshake and beans on ravioli, on lemon drops and lollipops and beans on macaroni. And when Jack reached the bottom of his little baked bean tin, he'd smile and say, "Got any more?" and wipe sauce off his chin.
He's a fan of beans.
He's a fan of beans. Skips at the recycling centre were full and piled up high, and a pyramid of bean cans was stacked up to the sky.
Oh.
At home in Jack's garden, a metal mountain grew, while Mum and Dad just panicked and didn't know what to do.
With all the beans.
All the cans, the tin cans. Meanwhile, beans were warmed in pots and pans that Dad was quickly heating. Mum zapped beans in microwaves and Jack just kept on eating. But at the recycling centre, they're struggling with demand. "We just can't cope with all your cans. I'm sorry, but you're banned." He
Banned?
said, you've broken my gate, no more. Goodness.
Oh god,
Then-
I'm still eating.
I know. The metal mountain tumbled, and with a clattering sound, cans fell on cars and scooters as they crashed down to the ground. They littered ponds and flattened bikes and bent a garden gate. It left the neighbours' gardens in such an awful state. Crash.
That isn't good, you know,
It's
is
not
it?
good, is it?
No, it's bad.
Jack kept on eating. Beans on greens and tangerines and beans with chocolate mousse. Beans with peas and melted cheese and plopped in orange juice. Oh, that is gross.
Yeah, that is
And
gross.
when Jack reached the bottom of his little baked bean tin, he'd smile and say, "I love these beans," and wipe sauce off his chin. As it got dark, Jack noticed that things were not quite right. So staying awake, he made a plan and worked right through the night. He needed help and couldn't solve this problem on his own. So Jack called up his best friend Will on his tin can phone. Jack and Will then set to work, and using lots of cans, they cut, they drilled and welded them while following their plans. Finally, they both stepped back, and wiping their hands clean, Jack announced, "Let's call it the Amazing Bean Machine."
Bean machine.
Bean Machine.
That's the way I said it.
Without delay, Will made a start and loaded in some tins. Let's set this bean machine to work and make some metal things.
Metal?
So they're going to use the metal, aren't they? They're going to recycle it into other things.
Yeah, for
So-
the neighbours.
Oh, well, let's read and see, shall we?
Yeah.
So Jack pushed all the buttons while Will turned a few dials. Then Jack began to access bean machine construction files.
Ooh!
He tapped on the computer and the thing began to shake. It crunched the cans and noisily it soon began to make
Metal things.
metal bikes and gates with spikes, and metal parts for scooters, parts for cars and furniture, and bits for new computers. And when the bean machine got low and needed some more tins, Jack would shout, "Let's load some more," and Will would feed them in.
Well, it's pretty good, you know.
They're using the metal, aren't they, to recycle it? The pile of tins was shrinking and soon would disappear. The bean machine kept munching cans as Jack gave a big cheer. With broken things replaced and swapped for sparkling new, Mum and Dad were happy again, and the neighbours too.
Aww.
That's good, everyone's happy, they haven't got broken things, have they? New gates for the recycling centre were delivered on a lorry, while Jack gave them the bean machine and told them he was sorry. At home, poor Jack was tired, and settling down for bed. "I think I need some beans," he said, "to relax my sleepy head." He's even got a bean bed cover. Bed cover. Now, where did I put my can opener?
Oh.
We hope you enjoyed that story. We'll see you soon.